Shoot. I forgot to turn off the mute because I suck. Hey, friends, it's Michael Kingswood. It is time for a Kickstarter update. As you know, oopsie, I hit the wrong banner. Let me put the right one on. Anyway, as you know, we started a Kickstarter yesterday to do my latest volume of awesome fiction for the year in my 52 stories in 2023 project, which is exactly what it sounds like, right? We are trying to, geez, my computer is lagging like nobody's business right now, and I'm not sure why. Anyway, I'm trying to load the Kickstarter page while I'm doing all this, and it's, so here's the fun thing, right? I have a couple different computers. The one I do my final publishing work on, and the one I do the streaming on, because it's publishing, man. It's also where I recorded the video podcast and other podcasts. It's a MacBook Pro, and the other day I was had to do something with my daughter, so I brought my laptop with me and went to go and this laptop's fairly old. Geez, I don't 2015 model, I think, but it's been running like a champ. So why upgrade it, right? So anyway, the and all my publishing software that I use for formatting books and making audiobooks and all the rest, it's Mac only. So I keep using it, even though I'm mostly PC for everything else. But anyway, I brought the laptop with me for this thing that my daughter had to do, and the battery died like in 10 minutes. Like, son of a gun, I got a new battery for this thing. I started thinking about, oh man, do I need to change laptops? Sheesh, some money for that. So, and now it's lagging like hell. Although it's gotten better just in the last couple seconds, so maybe it's not a crisis. The point is, it's annoying, and not that you care, and that's not why you're here to hear me complain about an old laptop that I use. But it does matter because, heck, you guys are tuning in because you like the stories I write, and they're published and produced on this laptop. And so, if the laptop fails, do I fail? No, because there's other ways to do it. It's just my preferred way. Anyway, like I said, we're here to do an update on the Kickstarter that kicked off yesterday. How amusing is that turn of phrase? Anyway, but the like I said, it's volume 4 of 52 stories in 2023. And those of you who have been following me and know exactly what that means, those of you who haven't been following me should be able to infer what it means from the title. We're doing at least 52 stories. Those are nominally short stories during the year of 2023, which means at least one a week. And we're bundling them up into bundles, the 10 stories each per collection. This is volume 4. Previously did volume 1, which was put out to everybody in May. And then volume 2 came out in July. Volume 3 actually just got released to the world on October 1st. The Kickstarter backers, well, it's currently in the mail to them, but they're getting it. And now, since I've got plenty of stories for volume 4 already written, we're doing volume 4 now. So the Kickstarter launched yesterday at noon Pacific, and we are cooking with gas on that. I'm going to show you the status report from KickTrack, just because it's amusing. Because it does this projection of projected revenue that never ends up being correct, but it's still fun. So let's go and here we go. Let's share a little KickTrack action. So here we are, KickTrack, as you can see. So our goal for this campaign was $200. That's what the goal for all of the volumes for this year have been. I've set the goal low because the quicker you meet the goal, the better for, maybe Kickstarter give you some extra attention, but also it's more motivating to meet the goal and then push to stretch goals. And it's motivating for me, it's motivating for everybody else, and it's more fun and less risk to know you're getting at least some bucks out of your effort. So that's what I did. So Kick Track is fun because they go and they look at what has happened and they do a projection forward. So right now they're saying, "Holy cow!" So that it's $200 was the goal. We hit more than that. Yes, in the first day, we started at noon. This tracker kicks off, I think, by the 24-hour clock. In reality, one day would have been noon to noon. So you can see we got more than that on the first day, less than that today. We're at $272, 136% of the goal. And Kick Track thinks we're going to get to almost $3,000. Now I guarantee that will not happen. Not a chance of that happening, right? But we'll probably, there's a good chance we'll do we're already doing well. Good chance we'll do really well overall. Previous campaigns, the last one didn't hit a stretch goal. The previous two did. So at this point, I'm fairly certain we'll hit at least one of the stretch goals. But obviously, the more the merrier. If we can hit both of them, that'd be even better. I mean, let me pull up the real campaign screen here so you can see. So we showed you this to you yesterday when we launched the campaign. Same thing you guys can see if you go to michaelkingswood.com/52in23v4, which is the thing. But let me scroll down to show you the stretch goals, because that's what we're shooting for here at this point. Okay, so I've been writing, obviously all these stories for 2023. These two stretch goals are stories I wrote previously that haven't been yet put out to the world. They're actually a couple of years old, but one thing I am not so good at. So if you talk about Heinlein's rules of business and writing, you must write, you must finish what you write, you must not rewrite except the editorial command, and as Harlan Ellison added, only if you agree with it. You must put it on the market, and you must keep it on the market. And I do pretty well with writing for the most part. I'm about 90% on finishing. Don't rewrite except the editorial demand. I'm down with that because I don't want to look at it again. And also, it's my story. Where I've been historically falling down is 4, 5 keeping it on the market. Man, what's up? Well, for people to buy, I don't touch it. But except if God forbid, I have proofreaders and do editing and all the other things, and I will go through all that stuff and I will edit it, proofread it, and put it on the market. And then, months later, I'll go look back at it for like some other reason, like I'm reading it for my story time podcast, and I'll find a typo. I'm like, no, and then I gotta go and fix it and put it back out, and that's sort of goes along with that. But anyway, but where I fall down is sometimes number 2. Sometimes I don't finish a project. But I really fall down to number 4 because I was counting back and looking back on stuff, and it's like, man, I've got 15 or 20 short stories and longer than short stories that go back like 5 or 6 years that haven't done anything with because, for whatever reason, a couple of them were published in other places and I just haven't republished them myself. And a few of them is just languishing. It's like, what the heck is going on? Why do I do that? So where was I going with that? Anyway, point is, if you look at Heinlein's rules, I've got a bunch of stuff ready to go. For this particular project for this year, I've got a few stories on the back burner, which haven't gone in any volume yet for a couple of reasons. And so in addition to the other stories that I'm in process of writing week by week, I've got more than enough stories for volume 4, which is why we're doing it now. And come volume 5, we'll be in the same circumstance, hopefully better. Volume 5, we will be kickstarting in January because that'll be the closeout of the year, so we won't have to have all the stories done, right? So that'll be good. Anyway. Oh, yeah. So that's where I was going. I lost track of my train of thought. So these two stories here for the stretch goals are stories. They're both Nightfall on Hazardor is a novelette, not a short story. sci-fi story about a guy who's on a world that's being invaded by a different human interstellar civilization, and he's got to find his kid. And then for All My Master is about a wizard's familiar imp who has to try to help his master in a time of need. Anyway, so those are the two stretch goals. We get to $500, you get in Hasdor, get to 1,000, get Farewell. If we get more than that, and up to more than that, we'll have to figure out some more things, and I'm happy to do that. But for now, that's where we are. So that's where we're shooting for. At this point, we're trying to get to the stretch goals. Can we get to the stretch goals? I think so, because we're already, a day and 3 hours into it, and we're already, more than halfway to the first stretch, starting from zero, obviously. So that's good. That is what I want to see and want to have happen. And you guys who are backing this want that too. So anyway, that's where we are. Thank you guys who have supported so far for the great support. We hit the first goal in 5.5 hours. I think it's slowed down a little bit since then, but I know for a fact there are people who are intending to support the campaign who haven't yet, and there'll be a few other means of getting the word out. So hopefully by the end we'll be in super crushing mode. But for now, it's been awesome, great success, and we got 20 more days to go. There's a 21-day campaign. It's going to end on the 24th. How's that work? It started on the 3rd, it's ending on the 24th. Man, that's higher math. I didn't even need to go to engineering school to be able to do that math, but I did. Anyway, so yeah, that's where we are. It's been a good start. Thanks to everybody who supported. If you haven't supported yet, but intend to, get her done fast. Sooner the better. The more support at the beginning of a campaign, the more likely it is to get additional attention from Kickstarter and boosting. And hey, we live this campaign kind of banners, and they like to, I don't know how they pick campaigns to boost, but I got to think velocity of money coming in probably helps, because they get a piece of every campaign, right? So anyway, if you haven't backed it yet, back it. If you have backed it yet and you want more of my stuff, go to michaelkingswood.com/store, where you can get pretty much everything I've written. There's a few of the short stories that I read on the Storytime podcast that I haven't put out either there or anywhere else, but everything that I've put out in any retailer anywhere, you can find there. And if you go straight to that store and get my stuff there, you can get the audiobook, the ebook, the print book. All of them can be got from my place. And you know what the good thing about it is, coming to my place is I get more money, because you're not dealing with Amazon or Kobo or Apple or any of the guys. You're coming straight to me, which means the only thing I lose is the processing fees, which is not much. It's like 5% compared to the 30% everywhere else. More money for the creator is good for the creator and good for you, because you're doing the best to support the independent artists that you love. So go over there and buy a book or 2 or 3 or all of them. That'd be great. Anyway, that's it. I've already talked too much for one day. Holy cow, it's almost been 15 minutes. I'll be back tomorrow, looks like, and we'll do another update. Thanks again for your support. I love you long time. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Until then, don't do anything I wouldn't do.